Actually, it happened because I hated French. And yeah, that was the biggest trouble, I think. And I had so many situations when people were calling me, trying to explain me something by phone, and I was like, I have no clue what you are saying. Can you just send it by message? Because I didn't understand anything. Uh, so I remember for me it was kind of what's going on? Why I have to wait so long? Why I have to, like it's only bank account, like it's nothing. That was one thing. Um, and I have to tell you that it was kind of the most difficult period of my life and the most challenging country, I would say. Mm.
Hello, Aneta.
I am here.
Thank you to be with us. Would you introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me here. I'm Aneta. I am Polish. I actually live in the Netherlands nowadays. I was studying in France. And
What did you study?
I studied actually the bachelor in chemistry, and then I did the master degree in chemistry and food flavor specialization.
Okay, so you did whole your education in France.
Yeah, I started in Poland, the primary school until the high school, and then I moved to France as the fille au pair. So I was taking care of the children there for a year. I learned the language, and then I started my bachelor, and I continue my studies there.
Okay, so your first movement was from Poland to France.
Yeah, when I was 18.
Okay, so quite young age. And which other country did you move to after France?
I moved for 3 months to United States. Then I came back to France. I moved also to Republic Czech almost for a year. That was Erasmus program, then the internship. And then I moved back to France for the third time. And stayed there for the whole master degree, and then I moved to Denmark and to the Netherlands.
Okay, so it's a quite long journey, but everything ends to the France, I think, right?
Yeah,
so probably
kind of.
after the Netherlands you will go back to France and you decide somewhere else.
That was the plan. Now I have no clue how it's gonna be. I leave it up to the future. Let's see what's gonna happen. But yeah, probably that will be my destiny. But let's see.
Okay, so let's start from the first place that you moved, France. You moved to France from the really young age. First of all, did you have any plan before moving to France that you're going to abroad or somewhere?
Actually, it happened because I hated French.
Okay. And you decided to go inside and sabotage the country or something?
Kind of, yeah. So I actually chose French as the second language in high school, which was very demanding, and I wanted to change to German because I was learning German first. That I also didn't enjoy. I didn't have the chance to change the language, so I had to go through the French, and it was a very tough language. The pronunciation was horrible, the grammar was horrible, like everything was horrible. But because I put so much effort in it, I started to enjoy it. And later on, I had this idea that probably it will be good to go to France. At first, I thought like maybe 2-3 months, let's see. And I heard about this program, which is fille au pair. So that means taking care of children, living with the family, and getting some kind of pocket money from the family that you can go to school, learn the language, and just, like go into the culture, understand how the French are, like what the country and culture is about.
Okay.
So I was looking online for the families that I can live with and I can work with. And I actually did that instead of learning for my high school exam. In Poland we have this matura, which is like the exam that you get at the end of the high school before getting to the study, to the university. And it's very important which like what will be your level later on regarding the results you will get from this exam. And instead of trying to get the best results, I was looking for the family in France. I thought my mom will kill me that day. And I found the family, and 5 days after the exam I left Poland, and I went with the biggest luggage I had to France. And I left for 2 months to Lyon. So I started in Lyon in France for 2 months. I got to very, very nice family. I was super happy with them. They only needed somebody for holidays, so I couldn't stay longer. So that was the first place I went to. And then I looked for another family in France to be able to stay for a year, because then I got actually the plan in my head that I have to learn French in 1 year and start my studies there.
Okay. So it was the story of moving to France.
Yeah.
How was it? Was it challenging at the beginning when you arrived there?
I think the most challenging
for a girl age 18, right?
Yeah. I think the most challenging was the language, because I thought I know something, but I didn't know anything. So I could write, I could read, but I was not able to understand anything because the pronunciation was very different from writing. And because French is very different from Polish, it's not easy also to understand when you listen to French. And yeah, that was the biggest trouble, I think. And I had so many situations when people were calling me, trying to explain me something by phone, and I was like, I have no clue what you are saying. Can you just send it by message? Because I didn't understand anything. So that was, I think, the most challenging part. I remember the first family was putting kind of this more cards everywhere around the house with names of cardboard, plates, whatever, that I learned French the most efficient way. They were also spending a lot of time with me talking during dinner and weekends, etc. I also met a lot of people. I also had a lot of French lessons, but in 2 months it was still not enough, I think.
So it didn't go very well, actually.
It
At the
went
beginning,
very well.
maybe.
Yeah. I went there and I knew that's my place. I said to myself, that's my country. I love it. I love the people. I love the culture. I love the cuisine.
Okay, so from the hate you reached the love, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. By the mean that you said that, okay, the French was really hard, but do you mean that is it harder than Polish?
No, I think Polish is harder because there is 7 declination, so I think it's quite a hard language to learn. But I do not say that it's harder than Polish, but it's very different from each other. So as it is a different family of languages, it's I think it's not very common for us to learn French, and it's not that easy for us to learn that language. So I think it's good that I started quite fast. I think now it won't be that easy for me to learn that language.
Okay, great. Okay, so you continued living there and doing the study, and you went to the US. You came back because we need to skip some of your journeys because they are really like short periods. Then for the longer time you moved to Denmark, right?
Yeah, so actually from France, when I was studying the master degree, I was doing the specialization in food flavors. So I got my degree. I could stay in France continuing in the same company I was working for, or move away. I had the opportunity to stay, but the offer was not good enough for me, so I decided to go. And one of the first opportunity I got, it was in Denmark. I had no clue about Denmark. I didn't have any expectation. I was like, okay, it's kind of a good offer. It's what I want to do. I want to learn more. I saw some professional development possibilities there. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it, and let's see what's the future will bring. And I have to tell you that it was kind of the most difficult period of my life and the most challenging country, I would say.
Oh, really? Really nice. Okay. I've never heard such a comment like that, but okay. So you decided to move to Denmark and you landed probably in Copenhagen, right?
Yes, exactly.
What was the first challenge you faced here in Denmark?
Oh my God, where to start?
Okay.
I think in Denmark it's my opinion, it's my feeling, it's how I felt about the country, of course. I feel like there's a lot of small things that can be very difficult, that people, law and rules are making it difficult in Denmark. First of all, I remember opening the bank account, which was not easy, and I couldn't understand how it can be, because in so many countries I was able to open the bank account from day to day, and in Denmark I had to answer the questionnaire, wait for 2 months to get it open. I got I think 2 or 3 calls with the bank to speak about my motivation, why I want to open the bank account. And I also had to wait for my salary, of course, because they couldn't send it to my French bank account. So I had to wait for my bank account being open in Denmark. So I remember for me it was kind of what's going on? Why I have to wait so long? Why I have to, like, it's only bank account, like it's nothing. That was one thing. Another thing, it was also the flat, when I understood how much you have to pay for the deposit, that it's from 3 to 7 months in advance, that you have to leave 2 weeks before end of your contract, which was for me like, how it can be. I feel like there were so many stories going on which were kind of difficult. I remember once I was traveling back home. I was calling somebody in the bus, but I was not talking very loudly. And the bus driver just left me in the middle of nowhere, because I was talking by phone in French, I believe. So he just opened the door, he started to scream at me. I didn't understand, so I didn't move, and then he just stand up, he showed me the door, and I thought that maybe the bus was broken or something. So I left the bus, and then I look into the bus, and there were still people inside. So I believe it was just because I spoke in French by phone. So I didn't feel very welcome in this country.
Okay, yeah. It's they're not like such really nice things that happen to a person. So of course, if it happens to you, you will not feel really good and welcomed, as you said.
Yeah. And I think also in Denmark, it's really important for people that you speak Danish. It's actually, I feel like, not negotiable thing. I remember at that time I was moving, I should move with my partner, but he was not able to find any job. He was trying very, very hard. He went through a lot of interviews. After some time, we understood that it's like this in Denmark. So if one of you are moving and your partner have to move with you, it can be a struggle for the person if she doesn't speak or he doesn't speak Danish. And it took for him 1 year going through the interviews. So I was going through different interviews to maybe leave the country and then go somewhere else. But at that time we really didn't know what we are doing, and if I'm staying in Denmark, if we are leaving Denmark. And I think another point was that I was kind of assured by the company that he will find the job very quickly. Then I got different opinions that he maybe should just like work for, I don't know, like restaurant or bars, just learning the language. So actually we should lower our expectation, right? But the idea was that both of us will win some kind of professional skills and get better future. So yeah, it was kind of difficult because, you know, like you had this kind of stories that were quite different from each other. At first it's gonna be super easy, you're gonna get everything what you need, you're gonna find the job within like 2-3 months because you have the right studies. Then it was, oh, you don't speak Danish, so actually you will not get the job and maybe you should actually go and work in the bar. And then later on, when he was sometimes doing 5 interviews for the same companies, and at the end they were telling him you don't speak Danish, and he never committed to speaking Danish, they were like, no way, like you will not get this job. So we understood that it's not gonna happen, and all those small things was all those small things were actually showing that maybe it's not the place to be.
Okay, so the promises at the beginning was really nice and great, but at the end the experience wasn't that much.
No.
Funny. Okay.
Yeah, and it was
Good.
more and more difficult with everything actually.
How was the language? Was it different from French, from Polish?
So I didn't learn Danish.
Okay.
I didn't do that. I also I had this, you know, I wanted to see how it's gonna happen if we would stay there, if we wanted, you know, to get the future there. Of course, that would be an idea to learn the language, but I didn't start at all because it was like, you know, we didn't know what's gonna happen. So I have no clue. I understand that it's a mix of German and English a bit. Some words are similar to German, so I could understand a bit, but it was not really my point to understand and learn the language there. I could speak in English, but I could see also that sometimes when I was speaking in English, somebody was answering to me in Danish.
Okay.
Or people were not really happy to speak in English, even if their English were very, very good, because most of the cases Danish people speak very well English.
Okay. So not a good time back in Denmark.
No.
So
not really.
No, okay.
Not really.
So that was a really good motivation for you to find another job somewhere else and move to another country, which is the Netherlands.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That was, the of course, the job, our situation, that we couldn't be together in the same country, but also all those small stories that were kind of complicated, and I couldn't I feel like life it's not easy, but having like all those small rules which make it so complicated. You spend your time for like on things that do not matter actually, and I feel it's not what you should expect from life.
Yeah, okay. So after all these experiences, you decided to go to the Netherlands. For how long are you living in Netherlands now?
2.5 years.
Okay. And from the time that you arrived to Netherlands, what was the first challenge? Did you have any challenge at all?
Yes, we did. We had. So the first challenge was actually to find a flat. And I think that's the biggest challenge in the Netherlands, especially nearby Amsterdam. There's a lot of people looking for the flats. I mean, it's the same in France, around Paris. It's the same in Copenhagen. But in the Netherlands, around Amsterdam, and in Amsterdam, it's very, very difficult and challenging. So most of the time you have like 2-3 days of viewing the flats. There are a lot of people coming during the viewing days. Most of the time there are like more people at the same time, and sometimes you want to see the flat but somebody already took it, so they are just calling you to say that you cannot even come for the viewing that you're supposed to come, So I think that was the most important, the most challenging. People are also sometimes live in the hotel at the beginning, in the Airbnb, but it can be quite expensive, of course. Some people I also saw they were living in the campings because there's no enough place for everybody and everybody is looking for a flat. Flats are also very expensive in the Netherlands, and they are checking how much do you earn, so you also have to earn quite a lot to be able to rent the flat. If you are a couple, it's easier because then you have like 2 salaries, so you can combine the salary, so it's easy for you to rent. But if you are by yourself, it can be very, very challenging. So there is also a lot of sharing place. But in the case of sharing place, you cannot always register to the place. So then you have another issue with the municipality, social security, taxes, etc. So I think that's the most challenging thing. Another thing that was less challenging than in Denmark is the weather. Because from October to March there is not a lot of sun and there is a lot of rain. But it's true that when the sun is coming, Netherlands is just so amazing. I think I don't really see that much challenging things in the Netherlands because it's so international. People are so open-minded, so welcome. Everybody talk in English, so that's very easy. Everywhere. Actually, every institution you can just go speak in English and nobody has any problem with it.
Okay. So it was like the biggest challenge was the place to live, but the rest is almost okay. And also sometimes fun when the sun is lighting, is shining very well. Nice. Okay, so you found an apartment over there and you started the work and everything went well, but one thing is you left your country and probably your family from the age of 18. And what about missing your family and your friends and all the connections that are really important when we make connections before the age of like 20 or something during the school time? What about that? Do you miss them all?
I do miss them, but I also got so many new connections, and I still have my old connection and I have my new connection. So I feel like it's something that nobody can take out from me. because for me it's something very rich that you can get all those connections in different countries. You can come back to your country of origin, and you can still have your friends, your family, but you can feel still like you're having friends and family somewhere else. So I don't really feel this kind of I don't know, I am not sad about it. I never have this kind of moments when I am like, what I'm doing, maybe I should come back to Poland because I'm struggling so much to not seeing them. I go to Poland like maybe 3-4 times a year. My friends are also coming over. I'm also coming back to France from time to time when I can. My friends are also coming over. So I don't really have this feeling that I am really missing someone, because I feel like in Europe everything is so connected that in 2-3 hours you can be somewhere else. You can go for a weekend, you can go for a longer weekend, you can meet somebody else in another country. It was so funny, once I was in Rome and I didn't speak to my friends about it, and we just saw on our Instagram that we are at the same time in Rome, and we just met there. And my friend, she got engaged at the same time there. So sometimes you never know, but you can be like in some places without knowing it at the right time, and during a really important moment for someone else who is really close to you. And I had another thing with a girl from my bachelor, actually, or my master. No, she was from my bachelor. I didn't realize she was living for 1 year, 15 minutes from me in the Netherlands. So in Amsterdam, when I was living like 1 year ago, she was living just 15 minutes by foot from my place. And we didn't realize that, and now we are seeing each other, and it's so funny. We were in the same bachelor, where we're following the same studies and the same classes, and we were just living 15 minutes away from each other without knowing it, and going to the same shops, to the same restaurants, to the same cafe. It can be. I think it's kind of beauty of the world, actually, that it's so open and you can meet people that you know very well somewhere else in the other part of the world.
Okay, that's really nice that you found a way to handle this, and you look at it in a really positive way, that although I'm like putting something behind, but I have also lots of things in front, so it's really nice. But one other question is that, do you miss anything, for example, from Poland or from France, or maybe Denmark? I don't know.
No, from Denmark, nothing.
Not from Denmark.
No, I have to tell you that in Denmark there was not a lot of products available, actually, so I had to all the time order everything from Poland or even from Germany, because I was not even able to wash my laundries with their soap. But of course I'm missing a lot of stuff from Poland and from France, especially the some kind of patisserie from France, which are amazing. But I also have the French colleagues. It's so funny. I have a French colleague. He's always writing to me, Aneta. He's going every 2 weeks to France, and he's always saying, Aneta, do you need something from France? And if I'm going there, I'm most of the time coming back with a lot of stuff, of course. My friends once, they came with a lot of Polish ketchup. So of course there are things I'm missing, especially what's related to the food, because of you have your habits that of products that you cannot get in different countries. So that can be kind of difficult, but you can also deal with it. You can also make an order, send it to another country. Some friends are coming over, you are coming back, you can take it with you. It's not like going to United States and coming back. Of course, it's kind of easy way to deal with those products, because it's not that far away.
Yeah, okay. yeah, it's also the positive side of having lots of connections of living around. So French colleague, so pick this one from France for me, and like Polish colleague, yeah, please pick that one too. Yeah, okay, nice. So you look really happy right now in the Netherlands, right? Do you have any
Yeah.
plan later on to move to another country, or you prefer to settle down in the Netherlands, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I had the feeling that I really want to settle down in the Netherlands for at least 3, 5 years and then maybe move back to France. Now my situation changed a bit, so I have no clue what the future is made of. I have some ideas. I maybe will not say them loud, but I have to tell you that in the Netherlands I really found the quality of life that I was looking for. The Also the work-life balance that I was looking for, that I really like here. The international surroundings that I have in here. The work that I really love here. The company that I really feel very well in. So there's a lot of benefits, let's say, a lot of things that I love about this country and people here. So I really feel grateful for being here and living this life now. I'm open on the opportunities I think that will come through, and if there is something that I'm really interested in, why not? I can move, of course, to another country.
But I think the next station probably will be France, because your route is ended to the France, then somewhere else. But
maybe at the end. But I hope the next station is still like a bit further away than Europe. I think I would like to move outside of Europe for once, for a longer time maybe, and then come back here to France. I have no clue. Let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen. But I think Netherlands, it's a very nice place to live. Of course, France is it's where my heart is. So I think I will be always connected to France. I don't know which way, but let's see.
I wanted to ask the last question, but something came to my mind that.
Yeah.
So you're talking really good about the Netherlands. Of course, the Netherlands is a really nice country, but is there anything that you don't like about Netherlands?
The food. Yeah, that's something I don't really like. I am happy that in our at our company we have kind of international catering, and I can cook myself the food I like. But if I have to eat only the specialty from the Netherlands, I am not sure I would stay.
Okay, so it's one of the positive side of the Netherlands, that it has like the multinational environment. So at least there are some restaurants that you can try.
Yeah.
That's the good part. Okay, so let's go to the last question. So you moved to lots of countries, actually, many countries. So you have a really good experience about living in another country, in another a new place. Yeah. How to build the connections, how to run your life over there and everything. What do you think is the most important thing that a person has to have, like, if they want to move to another country? What is important for them? Like personality-wise?
Personality-wise, I think you have to be very, very determined and perseverant. Like, I think that's the thing that is the most important, because there will be challenges, of course, all the time. Many challenges, actually. I actually love France, but there were like so many challenges during like 8 years I was living there. But I've never gave up, because for me the most important was to stay there, to be surrounded by French. I love the culture. So I think really you have to be perseverant in your choices if you really want to stay somewhere and you feel that's your home, that's the place you want to be, you feel good there. You have to fight for it.
Okay. Nice. Thank you very much, Aneta, for
Thanks
your
to you.
really nice story about all the countries, France, Denmark, France, Netherlands, France, the US, France, and everything else. So lots of stories about the France. But thank you very much. It was really nice to
Thanks
talk
to
to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.